These are the dogs available for adoption here at Pinellas County Animal Services at closing time on Tuesday, January the 22nd. We hope that you had a good holiday, and we have lots of dogs to show you today. Our first dog is 3 years old, and he is a well-behaved boy, isn't he? He weighs 55 pounds. He doesn't have a name yet because he's one of our newer dogs in adoptions. One of our older dogs in adoptions is Maggie. Maggie is 8.5 years old. She is an easy-to-walk dog given up by her owner. She weighs about 60 pounds, and she's still looking for a home to go to. Well, this dog is named Diamond, and Diamond's a noisy dog. She is 2 years old and weighs 13 pounds. We don't get a lot of small dogs in adoptions here, so she's a rarity. Up next is Remy. Remy is a high-energy guy who weighs 45 pounds. Although you couldn't tell that by looking at him. He's 3.5 years old, and he's one that really likes to run and play in the play yard. And we got Patches at home today, so we're happy about that. Up next is Sarge, and Sarge has been with us for a little while. He's 5 years old, has this beautiful steely gray coat, but he was off in another area of the shelter because he had a cold, kennel cough. He weighs 40 pounds, and he's all better now. This is Rolly. Rolly is 2.5. Rolly is a high-energy boy. He weighs 65 pounds, and he really likes to play. Any kind of toy will do. He'll just be thrilled with any attention you give him. Chrissy here likes to play with other dogs, and she likes to play with her bed. She turned it over, and she's laying on it now. She knows the basic command of sit. She weighs 43 pounds. And adoptions are still $40 here at Animal Services. Beatrice here has very pointy ears. She's a pretty girl. She is 1.5 and weighs 40 pounds. She's a medium energy level dog that's going to really enjoy a lot of play, but she will sit still for a biscuit too. This 4-year-old weighs 35 pounds. It's a boy named Pogo, and he is very easy to walk on a leash. His coat's kind of wavy, and his eyes are just stunning. This looks like a puppy, but it's actually a 1-year-old dog named Happy. Happy's a girl, and she weighs 40 pounds. She's been with us since the beginning of December. Nana arrived here as an 11-month-old, but she got her first birthday here at the shelter. That's not good. We want to find her a home. She's a medium energy level dog who weighs 45 pounds. Up next is Beauty. Beauty is 1.5, and she is named perfectly, don't you think? She is a beauty. She weighs 50 pounds. She's not going to get any bigger at all. This is Daisy. I like Daisy's ears. They almost make her look like a Sharpie. Daisy is 2 years old, and she weighs 45 pounds. She, like most of the dogs that come into our shelter, was a stray. Just found wandering loose, looking for a new home. Well, we're here to help her out, so let's get her a new home. Up next is a 1-year-old named Roscoe, and Roscoe weighs 50 pounds. Roscoe was given up by his owner. Roscoe loves to be loved. He's a mild-mannered dog that walks really well on a leash. And our next dog is taking a nap. This is Teddy. Teddy's been here too long also. He's been here since the beginning of December. He's a year old and weighs 48 pounds. He looks like he would weigh more than that, but he's kind of on the lighter side. which is where we all need to be. Well, if you're a baseball fan, you'll like this dog. This is Fenway. Fenway is 5 years old. He weighs 51 pounds. And sometimes, just sometimes, one lip curls up over his tooth, so it looks like he's giving you a smirk or a half smile. He's a very easy to walk dog, but he's got a lot of energy. Up next is a sweet dog that's been here since Thanksgiving. Can you believe that? Sadie here is 4 years old and 62 pounds. A sweet dog that knows basic commands and walks really well on a leash, but yet she is still sitting here. Since Thanksgiving, that's a long time ago. And we have Brittany. Brittany is a 1.5-year-old girl who is easy to walk. She weighs 45 pounds. She arrived here at the beginning of the month, so not as long as some of the others. Well, Skippy here is 2 years old and only weighs 30 pounds, so not very big. An easy to walk dog that should be very easy to train as well. Lola is a shelter favorite. She is 4 years old and she's got a lot of energy, but she's an easy to walk dog who should be super easy to train. She weighs 50 pounds. This is Alvin. Alvin loves interacting with other dogs, and he is so fixated on treats. You can see him licking his lips even now because I'm holding a treat behind the camera. He is a 1-year-old high-energy dog who weighs 58 pounds. But you can get him to do just about anything when you're holding a treat. And he sat so nice for the camera, we'll give one to him now. And we want to thank the Humane Society for coming out today. They took 6 dogs to help us out because we were overloaded. This is Alice, and Alice is a shy girl. She's 7 years old, given up by her owner. She weighs 75 pounds. She's boxer and Dane mix. She really just wants to sit next to somebody and be petted day in and day out. This is the world's biggest lap dog. Up next is a 1-year-old named Bamboo. Bamboo is 40 pounds. She's one of our newer dogs in the shelter, and she's a medium energy level dog. One that will need a pretty good number of toys, but will also like to sleep on the bed next to you. But we don't allow that, do we? Of course we do. This is Rory. Rory is 68 pounds, so he's one of the biggest dogs that we have here in the shelter. He's been with us only since the 9th of this month. This is Memphis. Memphis is a 1-year-old who weighs 53 pounds. And it's a great name for this dog. We really want to thank our volunteers for taking the time not just to interact with the dogs and let us know information about them, but give them names. The name says so much about a dog. This 50-pound girl is Sheila. She's still a puppy. She is 10 months old. She hasn't been with us for very long, so she's settling into the shelter environment. We'd rather she, as a puppy, settles into a new home. And lastly, I've got Bonnie. Bonnie is 1.5. She weighs 61 pounds, and she's really easy to walk on a leash. And I made a mistake. I do have one more dog. This is a boy named Fresno. Weighs about 50 pounds, and he's around a year old. He's an active guy who really wants to come out and play. Well, that's all the dogs we have available for adoption here at Pinellas County Animal Services at closing time on Tuesday, January the 22nd. All the dogs in today's video will be available for adoption when the shelter reopens tomorrow morning, which will be Wednesday the 23rd. We hope that you come and adopt one of our homeless pets soon.